Hello, friends. So, we are in the midst of this slowdown, lockdown. To all the people working out there, making their best efforts to make their life and the world a better place, hearty congratulations and wishing you all the very best. And I'm reflecting about life. Some of the friends have asked me, how do you manage or cope with the situation? Very genuinely, I don't find any challenge or any difficulties to cope with situation. There is a challenge when there is a change or a different situation to which you're not used to. I've been very comfortable and very used to the current situation. So what are the differences that most people are talking about? The first and foremost one, we can't go out. We can't go to hotel, can't go to clubs to meet people, so on and so forth. We've got to do all that we can within the limitations of our home. The third one is this whole idea of going to a mall, going to a theater and getting some entertainment is missing. Of course, we are talking about the month of April and May, and especially in India, IPL cricket matches and all that. Everything is stopped, so it must be so boring and things of that kind. So I'm looking at all of these things and there's a bit of a smile that's coming on my face. I may sound like a rascal, but none of these things that I talked about just now are new to me. Over the last 35 years, while working as an independent consultant, a predominant part of my work I've been doing it from home. So working from home is not at all new. In fact, during this period, over the last 3.5 months, I've made my own office so comfortable, and you can see some parts of that behind me. So comfortable, and I think it's so inspiring for me. Maybe I'll even start my painting, which I've not done for many years now. Related to having to do everything from home, over the last 2.5, maybe 3 years, though I stay about 5 minutes walking distance from the sea, I have never chosen to go out of home to do my walks. I'm lucky to have a very good veranda, two-sided. Each side is about 35 feet, which means about 70 feet kind of walking space. I do most of my walk in these verandas, and this I've been doing for almost 2.5 years. So I don't miss that also. Regarding going out to buy things, yes, that part of it anyway, we used to do it once in a while. So I don't think that's significantly very different. Now comes the whole question of entertainment. Luckily or otherwise from childhood, I was never interested in cricket. It was not one of those dynamic games. And I would consider a football as a dynamic game, basketball, a volleyball as a dynamic game, because the involved participants have got to really actively move. The movement is really fast, much faster. I was an active volleyball player during the college days, so I'm not missing cricket. Related to this whole idea of entertainment again, I don't need entertainment. I don't go out to the theater and watch movies regularly. I have been to theaters once in 10 years. It's not that I don't like films or movies. It's just that I find normal life so very interesting that I don't need entertainment separately to make life more interesting. It's just about that way in life. Observing nature, observing human beings, human behavior, reflecting about life, contemplating about that, reading some books from time to time, doing my work. All that is so much involving. I don't need entertainment. That's a confession. So that again is not an issue. In terms of working with the team, about 3.5 months back, we started this experimenting of working from home almost from the middle of December. So long and short of it, to me, this is not very different. So I'm completely enjoying this. But having said that, I know that that's not the same for most of the people. And this change, this difference is challenging to people at multiple levels. One, because of the pandemic, because of the coronavirus threat, the effect that it has had on every aspect of human life, and therefore especially focusing on productivity, manufacturing, employment, and therefore the related permanent workers, migrant workers, laborers, that it has affected the income of so many people. I think that's a matter of serious concern. And across the globe, different countries are trying to cope with that. Our own Prime Minister is doing his best along with his team of ministers, and the various chief ministers of different states are taking initiative. I think particularly the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu has also been doing a very commendable job. But the economic challenge continues to be there. But we'll go to the fundamentals. We'll go to the fundamentals of economic thinking, economic concept that we hold as a human being. I'm talking about the material realities of our life, and I'm now coming down to very fundamental conceptual level. Material reality, as we call it, or the objective reality. So object means stuff, things, material. Material reality is therefore about the dealing with things of life. And in the earlier times, the things of life had their own value in terms of usage and application. And this is especially during the barter days and barter system. So it was an exchange kind of a system by which there was a value for something, something else in its kind of an equivalent value was given, and there was a balance in the social system. And then slowly it changed. Then coins started representing a unit of value, and that also made sense as long as you produce certain goods worth a particular value, and to represent that value in place of that particular goods, you had a coin as a substitute. For example, the very famous gold reserve system against which you printed money for a country was somewhere closer to this. But I think over the last about a century plus, all these have gone for a toss. The material management of economics across the globe borders from outright manipulation and cheating to a whole lot of tricks that happen. I think in the material world, there are new phrases, new practices, new concepts, which I think are extremely manipulative or reasonably manipulative, and therefore drive the inhumanness tremendously. For example, even concepts like intellectual property rights, concepts like stock exchange, all of these, I would say that it is a use of intelligence of a few people to their advantage and to the manipulation of economic systems to a significant level. I completely admit that it is my personal opinion, but I would continue to say. Because I think the man has discovered newer and newer ways of intelligently manipulating economic systems to create undue and pecuniary advantage to a select few and deprivation to a large number of people. This is part 1 of the video. Do watch part 2 for the complete video. Thank you.